Hello, everybody. Hello, viewers. I wish you all a very happy new year 2017. Now, this video is about the year in review 2016. Now, we know that this year that is about to pass, that is about a day, a day of being the past year, and we're moving on to New Year 2017. I am going to state a couple of things. I'm going to be doing several videos that are going to have several topics. Some topics are going to be very intense. You're going to have topics about the environment, topics about society, topics about my appreciation of music, topics about politics, topics about religion, about a lot of things. Now, we know that this year 2016 has been a very, very, very chaotic year in many ways. We have lost a lot of stars. We've lost a lot of stars in the music world, sports world, movie world. One great star that really marked me when when he was announced dead was the great Muhammad Ali, who died at age 1970, at age 74. And right now, what I'm going to say, I'm just going to talk about the year in review and concerning what happened in America, because there's been a shocking election. But that one, I had kind of a bad feeling that it was going to happen, is the election of Donald Trump. Now, I'm not going to talk too much right now about that, about what my feelings are to be, in Trump's presidency, what is going to happen. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk mainly about what Obama has done. I believe that Obama has tried to fix the mess created by George W. Bush. I think that Obama had inherited a total mess, and he had the Republican Congress against him, the Republican Senate, the Republican House. He had the Tea Party against him. He had right-wing organizations, and I remember that one of the biggest attacks was some people even called him the Antichrist, and I said, this is so damn pathetic to call a man like that the Antichrist, and some people even called him an illegal alien who was not born in the United States. Now, that is the one that I just want to point out, because I remember that Trump was the one also who was one of the great birder leaders, along with another woman called Orly Tates. She was actually the one who had said she had produced the Kenyan birth certificate. And on the Kenyan birth certificate, it was written born in 1961 in Mombasa, Republic of Kenya. Well, as MSNBC pointed it out so well, actually Kenya was not a republic until December 1963. That means that Kenya was not yet an independent country. Now, another thing they said also is that Mombasa belonged to Zanzibar, which at the time, was what today is Tanzania. Now, Zanzibar is now the little island off the coast of Tanzania. And there's one thing, however, they didn't mention, is that in 1961, since Kenya was not yet an independent country, was not yet an independent nation, since it still belonged to Great Britain, it was not called by the name Kenya. It was called by the name British East Africa, along with Tanzania, which was called Zanzibar, and Uganda. Wow, and there was another one who shouted that when his mother was pregnant, his father's student visa expired, so she took the plane to Mombasa airport to give birth to him over there. I said, first of all, his father was married to an American citizen, and at that time, it was much easier to get your working papers, and so he didn't need a visa. And not only that, there's no such thing as a pregnant woman taking the plane flying. Oh my God. It must be very painful. I'm not a woman, but I can imagine it's not the most comfortable experience. And a thing that they didn't know is that in 1961, there was actually no airport in Mombasa. Mombasa didn't have an airport until 1979. Now, I think it's very important. If you don't know something, it's better not to say it. because I mean, if you make a mistake, then people view you as being ignorant. Now, I mean, I just want to point out also that for all the pressure that he had on his shoulder, I have to applaud him for not giving up, for not falling down to the ground, and not collapsing, not even resigning or whatever. He stood up and kept doing his job despite all the insults and all the bad jokes that were made about him. And what I find amazing is that there was even a case where Ted Cruz, who was not born in the United States but born in Canada, ran for president, and then we didn't hear a word. Now, I'm going to point it out right there. It was all about racism. It's clear. It's we all damn know that no other president had ever had his nationality questioned. Now, now that it's over, I have to say, well, he stood all these 8 years. I'm going to say, wow, we need to give him credit for that if we are fair in our judgments. Now, as far as Trump is concerned, I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm going to talk about it on another video. But I can say this, that when he won, of course I was devastated, but I had somewhat of a bad feeling that a thing like that could actually happen in another video that I made. However, I just thought there were a lot of surprises there. That Michigan turned Republican in the last minutes along with Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, because usually I think Michigan would not have trusted the Republicans after what the Republican governor did with the city of Flint, Michigan. And also Pennsylvania has never been, uh, a Republican state for Lord knows how many decades. And also Wisconsin, well, it also turned Republican in the last minutes. Usually it's always been, in the past decades, it's been, a Democratic blue state. Now, whatever will happen, that I'll talk in another video. And okay, this is the year in review with your host, Mr. Tropico, myself. So happy New Year to you all. Thank you for listening, and see you in another video.